Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So in the last episode, I spoke about collaborative forecasting, right? So I briefly discussed in a very basic way what collaborative forecast is about and which org you can install it, right? So that being said, right, there might be a scenario where you might be using Salesforce Mobile App, and you might want to use the collaborative forecast on your app, right? But the problem with that is that it's not it's not the case that whatever you see on the desktop, right, you will get pretty much exact replica on your mobile app. It comes with a variance. It comes with a some limitations, I would say. So I'm gonna go through that in this episode. That's why it's gonna be a very tiny episode, I would say. But that being said, you might get questioned in an exam, maybe in the form of a true or false, to say, hey, this functionality is supported uh, in collaborative forecast when you're dealing with the Salesforce mobile app, true or false, right? So it's good to know. So first thing, let's look at it. You can adjust your own forecast using Salesforce mobile app, but not your subordinate's forecast. So if you're planning to do that, you cannot do that as of now using Salesforce mobile app. And removing adjustment isn't supported, but you can edit to your own adjustment. You can change the forecasting currency in the desktop, but not here. Select whether to show or hide quota information isn't supported. Custom forecast page layout, right? At times you might want to do the forecasting page layout, and you might want to customize it so that you using desktop are not really available when you wanted to use that in your mobile app. Now, pipeline inspection is enabled. Data level insight in the forecast opportunity list are available. Now you must be thinking, hang on a second, what are you talking about? What is pipeline inspection? You haven't spoken about that. So pipeline inspection uh, gives sales team a consolidated view of pipeline metrics, opportunities, week to week changes, and it also support AI driven insights. So with this intelligence, what happens is that sales team can pretty much focus on the most important opportunity and forecast revenue more accurately. The only drawback with this is one that, I mean, especially from this demo perspective, I cannot give, I cannot showcase you guys the demo because this functionality is available with Sales Cloud in Enterprise, Performance, and Unlimited Edition. I cannot showcase this feature using Developer Edition, right? And it's also available with Revenue Intelligence, which is available for additional cost in Enterprise and Unlimited Edition. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to set up um, your pipeline inspection, right? So that's and there are um, you know different use cases as well. I just don't want to go much detail into it, but from an exam point of view, they won't quiz you much on that. So it's just good to know what pipeline inspection is about. Then we have opportunity product split forecast, which is not available here. So if you wanted to review, you need to do that in the desktop. So I do understand that you must be thinking, where is the hands-on, right? We will do some of the hands-on, like I said, right? I can show you how to configure certain things, but usually from a sales cloud perspective certification, the hands-on what you need to know how to work with the sales cloud, right? And some of the features may not be available on a free edition, so just be mindful of that. The reason why I specifically mentioned about the pipeline inspection, I've seen people going and say, "Oh, you can do that in developer sandbox." Not really. Sorry, dev.org, the free org, because it is available only on selected orgs, right? And I remember that someone said, "Oh, you can use revenue intelligence," which is great, but someone said it's available free of cost. It's not the case. It is you got to pay for additional licensing fees if you're using an enterprise and unlimited edition. So that's why it's important to understand. And there are a few configuration which you can do, right? There's a lot of help documentation out there. If you have an org which supports the pipeline inspection, you can do that. Um, yeah. So that's pretty much I just wanted to cover. And uh, the one thing I just wanted to say, right, if you're preparing for a sales call consultant, it's a pretty simple certification, first of all, right? Let me acknowledge that. It's not really difficult as long as you understand the concept, as long as you can build up the scenario. So that's why I said please go through the trailhead when you get chance. It's very important that you guys rely on the trailhead and then come to the videos at the last, right? It's always help. So that's pretty much I wanted to cover in this episode. Hope you guys have an amazing Friday. Adios.